Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We are working this week again with the Impressions Abloom bundle, and I've added in the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. The thanks greeting is from the set, and the stamp is the larger of the flowers, and I've done it in Pretty in Pink with the Daffodil Delight center. This is Lemon Lime Twist, and the ink pad on this one is Lemon Lime Twist, as well as the background. And what we're doing on the video today is we're doing the same thing, but Pretty in Pink. So I've got a Pretty in Pink card base. I've got a basic white in 5 3/4 by 4 1/8 that I have cut the middle out, and I used one of the textured note dies, so I've got a nice piece I can use on another card. Got a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of basic white that we have put through the Forever Plaid embossing folder. And I've used another one of the textured note dies to cut out the center. So let's get started. I've already done all the stamping and die cutting just so that we can go ahead and just build this card. I'm going to use the technique that I used last week on the sunflower embossing folder, and that's where you do your embossing and then you take your ink pad and you drag it over. Now I'm not going to press hard because this pad tends to be quite juicy. So I'm just going to carefully drag it across, and it's going to be very, very dark until it dries. And it should dry pretty close to how we want it to look. Now this one I had a lot of ink on the background, and I think I'm just going to ink this up a little bit more so I get some of that ink on the background. It also helps to show up the secondary crisscross on this, because what this does is it embosses the other way up on this one, so the thin lines are going to come out white on this. So there we go. I think that's probably enough color, so I'm just going to pop this down. Okay, so we can start assembling with this. This is going to be very wet, and it's soft because it's been run through the embossing folder, and it's soft because it's got lots of ink on it. So we're just going to give that a minute to settle down and dry up a bit. I'm just going to run some adhesive along the edges of this one. I'm just going to make sure I'm still in frame here. I think I'm really crooked, but so we need super, super narrow margins on this because this is the 5 3/4 by 4 1/8 piece. We're just going to let that drop down and then give it a push. And then we're going to do the same thing with this, but it's a 3D folder. So we are going to run adhesive along the edges so the edges don't waffle up. Okay. So let's, again, super narrow margins on this, but I wanted to be able to really kind of highlight the center of the card. So that's why I've got the basic white edge, because otherwise this green would blend into this and there'd really be no definition, and I really wanted the middle of the card to pop. Okay, so I've used the Pretty in Pink and the thanks from the set, and I've stamped it on this piece already, and we are going to dimensionalize this. So just, and I'm only going to put dimensionals in the corners because I'm also going to dimensionalize the flower, and I don't want it to be too thick. So I'm just going to peel these off like this. And we're going to pop this right down in the middle. Like that. Okay, and then we're going to take our leaves that we've cut out of Lemon Lime Twist cardstock. I'm just going to add some adhesive to them, and we're going to pop this down like this, right up to that edge there. Then we're going to dimensionalize the flower. I'm just going to pop 3 of these little edge pieces around, and then we'll attach this, and then we'll add in our other leaves just at the bottom. So we're going to pop this down like this. There we go. And then we're just going to put adhesive on the leaves. We need to be a little bit careful because these leaves, the die actually cuts the paper. Lots of dimension there, but it does make them a little bit fragile for adding adhesive to. So you could use adhesive dots, you could use glue, you can use whatever you like. Okay, and that's our card. I'm just going to add some of the strawberry slush and pretty in pink gems to this. And I think I'm going to grab the smaller ones, and I'm just going to put some kind of in this open space here. And then I'm going to pop one down here like this. So that's our card for today using the Impressions Abloom Bundle, the Forever Plaid folder, and then those two dies from the textured notes. One to cut out the background so that we aren't wasting all that basic white paper, and the other one to cut out this piece here. I really like how open this is here, given how busy the background is. It really brings the eye in. But let me know if you would do something different with the background. Would you use another folder on it? Would you do some blending brushes? Let me know in the comments, and let me know whether you prefer the lemon lime twist or the pretty in pink. Thank you so much for watching, and let's create together again soon.